You see, there's a guy called Penny Penny in Parliament. The guy has not been to school. But he happens to be Shangaan, by the way, so he's from my group. The guy has never seen a classroom in his life. He is a member of Parliament making laws for me. I have a master's degree. How could an idiot, I mean, let's be honest. I'm not aware of any country in the world that has turned itself from a backward country into a first world that is led by someone who has not been to school. How do you have someone in Parliament who has not been to school? It doesn't matter black and white. There must be no one who has not been to school in our Parliament. This can be done. Kenya, by the way, an African country, has a law. Go check it out. You cannot be a mayor of a town. You cannot be a member of Parliament. You cannot be a president of Kenya without a university degree. There has to be a baseline. There has to be a baseline.
Mashele politically incorrect. So it's usually a very difficult terrain to come into because these are two I don't want to say powerful, but two very strong Tsonga people in the industry, in the political industry, who are speaking past each other on something that they should ordinarily be, how do I say it? Ordinarily be very cordial with each other. I mean, they should be understanding each other. I mean, I'm not expecting these guys to be fighting, but this is what we have. And I'm going to talk to Ntsango Shibambu. You know who Ntsango Shibambu is, from Tsonga Forum, who has released a statement. But let's hear how he unpacks it himself. Let's hear. We seem to be battling. Correct. We finally got hold of Kulani Nkovani, who will explain to us how he got news of this issue when it came up. Like I said, it's a very embarrassing issue between two of our most powerful Tsonga people out there. Kulani Nkovani minjani? I understand at this very difficult moment. It's very embarrassing for all of us, people who believe that no one will take an opportunity to kutsakisa balungu imunhu mwanyana. How did you hear of the issue? How did the news come to you that Tatani Mashele was making fun of you not being educated, and of course casting aspersion on everyone in South Africa who's not educated, and thus labeling that person to be a fool? How did you receive the news?
You know, I never thought maybe a person speaks same language like me, it can end up saying something like that. Because people who is in Tsonga Shangani, you cannot speak like him. My people knows me very well. I'm a natural power, natural gift, not from the school.
True.
What I've done, he never do. He cannot make it. I promote our language. I'm the only Tsonga Shangaan who promotes this language all over the world. Everywhere is IE. It's not education. It's not qualification. This world is ruled by the kings and chiefs who never been to school. Most of the business people is an unqualification. It's a gift. But this boy because he's working under the Stellenbosch Mafia, is making his living by destroying people. He's a spy, he's a sellout, you know, he's everything damaging. He's always insulting the black party politicians. He never talk about Stanians who never been to school like me. He's only focusing to his own black people, not white, because he's working under white. And it was so too much personally, because once he say idiot, I never meet that boy. He doesn't know me. He know me through music. But he went to the wrong turn. He started something that he cannot stop it. I will end his pride of education. Usually he never educated that boy. He just received the certificate. I don't believe that he's been educated. He just received the certificate by fake. And people who went to school that don't speak like him, because the school teach them respect. But he just pick up me from nowhere and start insulting me public. Now the people that say, please, you must forgive him. Forgive what? Who started?
If he apologized to you to say, Tatani Nkovani, letso godimo ga le lengwe, a nla ba kuhlekisa vanhu as fambanga kahle, I apologize. I see the fault in what I've done. And I've heard a lot of people and apologies, I'm sorry. Whether he does it public apology or he comes to you in person, Aveka Shanza.
First people to pick up from his mind, it must be his mother or his father. That's the first they have to pick up, to pick them and make joke with them, not me. I'm a family man. I'm a father of kids, of children. I'm not a Popeye. He must go back to the social media if you want to apologize, but I don't want to see him because I don't know him. I don't know him. I never meet him in my life. I'm 15 years experience in government. I'm there by my party, MK party, not by any party who deployed me there. Our President Zuma, he was the president of the country without qualification. The King Shaka Zulu, everybody, it's not because of qualification. I'm a royal blood. Whatever I do is gifted from God. But it's only his devil can forgive him. I pray him to not die, to see the power of God, to see the really leadership. I'm a leadership. I'm not a fake. I never want to not go to school, my brother. It was very tough time. I born in the time of apartheid, in the days of apartheid, in the wrong time. Poverty was in us. Everything. My father died when I was young, 1965, I was still young. I never have a time to go to school. Now him, because his parents have got money for fake, for corruption, they put him in the wrong school to not respect the elder people. The woman is out, is total out of order. How can you fight your own people? Then to defend ourselves. Tomorrow we call tribalism. When we are tribalism ourselves, We do tribalism ourselves. Huh? If you see Limpopo, we never have even a premier of Tsonga person. We never have executive mayor in Mopani of Tsonga person. Because we are tribalism ourselves. We are fighting amongst ourselves. That is why this guy is one of the enemy of his own tribe.
There's a organization led by Ntsako ulaba kuhlanganisa Vatsonga and Machangana into one body to come and fight for injustices similar to these ones. Will you be?
That is great news. To me, I support, because we don't even have our king, but we have a king. But because of this Tsonga and Shangani, we are having a problem. Our children, they're going to suffer in future because they don't know where they come from. There's no tribe doesn't have a history. We all have a history. I think he's doing a good job. I support him.
Thank you very much, Ntate Nkovani, and I'm very sorry about the experience that you had with Ntate Mashele. Let's keep working, and we're still crossing our fingers to see you back in our studios to talk more about this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. That was Penny. Look, man, it's very sad. It's very sad. I mean, we just spoke with Comrade Ntsako Shivambu the other day about how these people of Vatsonga and Machangana, it's high time that they unite because they're separated. So for those who do not know, Papa Penny, Eric Nkovani, the MP of MKP, the MP, he's from Giyani area in Limpopo, where they are generally called Vatsonga. And we've got Prince Mashele, who is from Mpumalanga, around Bushbuck Ridge area. I forgot his township, the name of his township, not far from Kruger National Park. So they are generally called Machangana. And if those who do not know, we've made lots and lots of content about the differences and how it's important for them to join each other, because like he said, there is no king. I mean, how can a tribe not have a king? One of the reasons is because they see themselves as those and us. And we lamented the fact that because people are called Machangan, maybe the Tsongas separate themselves from that. And in that separation, those who are sowing division between them, they won. And they went to Constitutional Court, the Numalos trying to win, but they couldn't. Let me see if we could get into the Shivambu. Let's see if we'll be able to take a call. Hey,
man.
Apologies, man. I was speaking to. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Mashele, I can.
Yes, man. Apologies. I was speaking to Kulani Nkovani. He's actually, I told him about you, and he's actually very excited about the Tsonga Ambassadors Union that you guys have started. And please just unpack it. What is it? I know we spoke about it in the podcast. Just explain the organization and then dwell into this matter of Mashele versus Penny.
No, our organization's aim is to restore the dignity of our people who are Tsonga speaking and the Shangans combined. because this nation is facing serious attacks that relates to tribalism and many things that exclude our people from the mainstream economy of both the provinces of Limpopo and Mpumalanga, respectively. Now, that is the key issue that drives this organization, but also to protect our people. Right? Now, delving into this issue here, Prince, I think Prince behaves like the old white people who will then take Sarki Bartman and parade in freak shows in Paris and United Kingdom. So he has become the Sarki Bartman, a willing participant, where he stands in front of white people and then parade himself as the beacon of hope for black people and insults black people. In fact, he has not recognized anything that has been done by black people, as something of substance. What Prince has done over time, it's critic all the time, and has not acknowledged anyone as of a superior mind. So you can be an academic and deal with issues of politics and critics, but your criticism should be fair. It should not be reduced to, reductionism, where it then reduces people to nothing. For Prince and how he speaks, it's like since 1994, there are no meaningful changes that have been done in this country. And I can tell you that since 94, black people are at a better place compared to where they were in 1994. If you were to look at such mud houses that used to mushroom in many of the homelands, if you go there today, you will never find those houses. You'll find people with cars. You'll find people living a better life compared to what they used to live under apartheid. So for Prince to think that everything that has been done since 1994 is doomed, it's unfortunate. But we're living with a con artist who just behaves like Tendai Mbiti of Zimbabwe during the time when Mugabe was in charge. He would go and parade himself as a beacon of hope for Zimbabwe, and white people then donate money to him. And I think Prince is that kind of a con artist who then goes in front of white people and parade himself as the beacon of hope and a better black, and then white people then give him money. So that's my view in this particular issue.
This of course is not the first time we see Batsonga, Machangana, very prominent leadership going against each other. Do you remember the spat between him and Mashaba regarding the millions paid into the book? What did you make of it? And do you see this repeat as another assault to the attempt of combining and building a strong Batsonga Bachangana nation?
No. People like Prince don't really, they just identify themselves like us, but they're not involved in the battles that our people are fighting. So I didn't take him as such. I just take him as a con artist. We even doubt that he could be one of our own, because the man carries Mashele Sunny with Samora, and the four bears of Samora had carried for centuries, and they fought colonialism. And for him to then become the puppet of whiteness and the person that seeks to look at black people as substandard and as people who can't contribute anything to the body of politics or to the body of economic development in this country, it's unfortunate. So I wouldn't count Prince as any person that we as a group of a tribe should even consider him to be ours, because he doesn't behave like ours. He doesn't associate with our people. He doesn't associate with the struggle of our people. He associates with the struggle of white people and identify himself as a deputy white. So I wouldn't consider him that.
I gave my my apologies on behalf of people of South Africa, Pan-Africanists, to Ntate Nkovani for being a victim of this. And I think I should extend that to you, because I know how deeply you are affected by this. Your attempt for many years, many years, you keep hitting snacks, especially within Bachangana Matsonga, and you're not the only one that I speak to who laments the fact that even when you want to wage a formidable campaign, you find others within your ranks who would then deter you and take you back. You would know, even the attempt that you made, there were people who were saying you do not even speak on their behalf. So I just want to say, soldier on, keep fighting. One day, we'll find a way that we don't even have to define Machanga na Batsonga, because you will have one way to unite the whole nation. Apologies for that.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a lovely day.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
So that's it. I'm so embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed. You would think this is a mistake, but if you look at the track record of Prince Mashele, he's actually used to doing this. I mean, you would call Zuma a ruralitarian, and it's one of those things. They say if it happens to the communist, you laugh about it. Then it happens to the capitalist. It happens to this, and then we all laugh until it comes home. So I think Prince Mashele has been doing it for so long that we've been clapping our hands, and we've been because it's just, and then we laugh about it because maybe he attacks people that we don't like. But as soon as he attacks the people that we like, I mean, it becomes personal. I mean, you had Penny himself. The attack on him was honestly very unfortunate and unwarranted. I have no idea. It came unprovoked. Of all the people who could make examples of, he just chose Penny. But just imagine. Just imagine that. Anyway, Mashele politically incorrect. Let's see what others think about it. As we continue to get thoughts on the issue, I thought maybe let me just extend it and hear other voices, people who are ambassadors, activists of the Tsonga Bachangani community. So I reached out to a good friend of mine, a baller of mine, Fuman. How are you?
I'm well, I can't complain. You?
I'm happy you're not complaining, because maybe this is a good thing for us. This is a good lesson for us to pick up and maybe correct the problems that we have as a community. So the last time we spoke spoke about the difficulties within the community, but Bachangani, Batsonga, and apologies if that's not what you refer to yourselves.
I'm totally Batsonga.
Yes, I'm doing it to encompass everyone because I hate divisions.
It's fine.
Yes, we spoke about how you would find internal conflicts within the community, and it makes it very difficult to even go outside to fight other issues outside. It's not the first time that Prince Mashele has picked on another Mutsonga. You would remember the issue regarding the millions involved in the book that they wrote with Mashaba. So,
yes.
What do you feel about this latest jibe between Mashele, and what do you think he was trying to pick on?
Firstly, is it between them now? That's one. I don't even know whether it's between him or Mr. Nkovani or anything. But my issue is, there's nothing wrong with expressing our views. I mean, I encourage that. I encourage good. People must have their views, because that's one way that we can literally solve what needs to be solved. I have another issue when we now start to become personal. I have an issue when someone would call him an elder is stupid. Like what? Like what? It's like what are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve by doing that? Because the same prince never called Steenhuisen an idiot for being for having a matric for many years, but being a lawmaker. That other lady, Mazawe, same story. She didn't finish a degree, whatever that she was doing, but she was in parliament. And there's a lot of them who are white, who are in parliament, who don't have these qualifications, but but yet you are going to call another man such a ugly word just because whether you have a master's degree. You know what I'm saying? So I don't support that. I totally disagree with that approach. Yes, he must put his view across. He doesn't believe anyone who does not have any qualification shouldn't be up there making laws. Listen, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's making laws must be someone who at least has an understanding of education. Let me put another context. Papa Penny's age is at an age where a lot of our parents couldn't manage to go to school. Hell, him, Prince, you can check in his family, probably his grandfather or someone didn't go to school for the same reason why Papa didn't go to school. So we can't come here and throw those words out there as if we chose not to go to school, as if our parents and our grandparents chose not to go to school. I think it was a bit reckless, irresponsible. I don't want to bring the whole issue of being an adult and young one, but I will bring it up in this case because he's a kid. You can't call it an adult that. I refuse that part.
Yeah, no. Dear Swabi Shaman. So the way I look at issues is, I'm a Pan-Africanist. I honestly hate it when someone thinks, let me make an example, but he wants to choose a low-lying fruit. He would rather pick on an African person because the damage is minimal and not the examples that you gave. I mean, a lot of people are giving many examples that he could have used of white people, but he thought, no, if I attempt...
There's a lot of them.
These people are many that he could have given examples.
There is a lot of them.
And he chose one of our own to attack. So I just want to ask you in closing, do you think in your community, I'm using two names, I'm using Machangana Batsonga or Batsonga Machangana. Should we get to a place where we use one word? And do you think this separation is the reason why people are saying you don't have a king? Because I mean, to me, it doesn't make a sense when you have a tribe without a king. And do you see that?
I think for me, the whole king debate it's really a non-starter.
Yeah.
Look at the people who are crossing the half-walk right now in our country, the Afrikaners. Do they have a king?
They don't.
The only thing that they're using the fact that they are organized to create havoc amongst us. That's all that they're using.
You're making a lot of sense.
Of course, I'm not saying all of the Africans are of what the Afriforums and that thing of theirs are doing. They all subscribe to that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, guys, it takes organization. It takes people to agree, say, okay, fine. And when we say agree, we're not saying we must be yes men to each other. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that that's why I don't buy this notion of a race that's superior than the other race.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is, as people, we need basics. What are the basics? Am I fed? Am I clothed? Am I housed? Am I protected? Do I have an ability to work for my family? Every human being needs those things. So the fact that you find other people try to make themselves to be the commander or the speaker or the dictator of how resources must be spread or must be shared because they are bigger than the others, it goes exactly to what I'm saying. Corey, it takes organization, my brother.
Yeah, no.
It takes organization, that's all it takes. So whether Batsonga will be the king, it would come into what? I will ask one question that I once said in your podcast before. Give me one Tsonga chief, one, where in their community, or rather where they're ruling, it's advanced in terms of development. One, there's none. And I'm speaking to myself as well because I'm from a royal family. So if all of us already, as the Western Tsonga, we have not developed out and want to have a king will do what?
So you regard Intwanano Uklangana as much better than getting a ceremonial head who's just going to be another layer, another buffering layer of getting development to people. So if you are organized and you whether you say you buy together or you do something as a unit, like AfriForum example that you give, it's much better and it will develop everyone better than going to want a king, going to courts and.
See, I'm doing AfriForum now. The AfriForum are using a good thing for a very bad thing, which is what? Yeah. They're using organization to be havoc, to create havoc.
True.
Now, imagine if we use the organization for positive. Another example I can give you, we say, let's have a ceremonial head to move us forward, right?
Yes.
It does not need that. It needs an agreement of a purpose. When the Boers and the English fought back then, the Boers were defeated, and they said they sat down and created a Union of South Africa. Did they not?
They did.
To serve what? To serve their interest.
Together against us.
Against us. These guys, they just fought. Mashele. These guys, they just killed each other. They hate each other. But at that moment, they understood no man. There's no problem. This deck is higher.
Let's unite against them.
They didn't have a king to working to push that agenda. The king was their agenda. That was the ruler. It was their common agenda. So Liruna, come on, Rafitu. Come on. I mean, we've got a lot of different people in different spheres with influence. Why don't we do that rather than try to have a ceremonial head whom will be chosen from the kings that we have right now, Tsonga, who none of them are developed in terms of creating programs that are pushing their communities forward. None of them. If they were indeed, what's the word? Wanting to create a unity. They have an organization where they all meet. Why doesn't that organization say to each other, guys, we are all here as the Western African? Because remember, whoever this ceremonial person is going to be chosen, probably will be chosen from that group. So why don't they sit together in that group to say, guys, we are a leader of a nation, Yabatonga. As a leader, we are a boat, we are a head, we are one. What are the programs that we can create for the people underneath? Than up there sitting and fighting with who's number one? Oh, come on, not gonna work. That's my view. So hence we find ourselves in a position where you find someone like Prince just willy-nilly just insult an elder like that. That's an African. I don't care how educated you are now. That's an African.
Fumani and Shabala and Shilubani, thank you very much, my brother, and I'll apologize for you for this embarrassment to all of us as African people, like I did to the other speakers. For the time you gave us.
It is.
Yeah, it's a huge embarrassment for us. Thank you, bye. He thinks a king would achieve far less than if, as a people, we can be organized. In all honesty, it's very difficult to debate him on that. He's more correct than we are. Because, for example, the Tsonga Ambassadors group does not need to ask for a ceremonial head in the Constitutional Court for them to empower themselves. Of course, those monies will come in handy if they are recognized and they are given these donors who get money and stuff. Not that they are not currently, but that the reason they are not seen as that as having a king is a different matter. But all I'm saying, if you listen to what he says And this is not only speaking about Bachanga and Matsonga. Maybe all other kings should do the same. Can you imagine if the headsmen, I mean the donors, the chiefs and the kings would centrally hold some sort of a fund or a scheme to build their own schools. Every household donates money in their kingdom. They build schools for their people. They build, when I say schools, I don't mean buildings where they go. They do like top things. Let's talk about Mbilu, for instance. Mbilu for people of Toyando, people of Venda location, Venda area. That's a brilliant school, one of the best schools in South Africa in terms of producing maths and science matriculants. You could imagine if that institution is made larger, it attracts all those students who did not go further can come back as teachers and teach there, and they make it a big, some sort of a university. You know, these colleges, this St. What, this St. What, and at some point, it gets so much funding by plowing back. It gets so much funding that it becomes the Michael House. It becomes, you know, these prestigious apartheid white and English schools that we've seen everywhere we go, everywhere in the country. Can you imagine? Mbilu has an opportunity to do that. Big boarding school, they make it as large as possible, but it's within our hands. But I think what he's saying is talking exactly about that our kings are looking and watching, they're not doing anything. So it's much rather better to organize like AfriForum, because what AfriForum does, they empower that. But I don't want to speak about that because I don't want to dilute the message of the entire video, because it's about the internal issues between Bachanga and Matsonga. Why would Prince Mashele find it easy to insult one of his own in front of the enemy? Are you worried that I said the enemy? Are you worried that I regard Prince Mashele as one of our own, and what he does presenting to white people is seen as being a traitor, a sellout? Nkovani calls him a sellout. That's Papa Penny, the victim of this diatribe. He calls him a sellout. It's because you are selling us out at someone who is strategically an enemy of our people. The people who took away land. You want to twerk to them and embarrass one of your own because he did not go to school. Mashele politically incorrect. Just imagine someone who was too old, who was at the time, education was less important than working. He could not go to school, but he made it in life. And he's being embarrassed by one of our own. Let's leave it there. Thank you.
Prince Mashele, analyst ya ka gas. Wa vona leswaku se u delela pen a swi kahle. U dyondzile ni ale, mara Papa Phina va ringana wena. Wena u tangata hina. U tangata hina, ende lexi nga ta ku byela swona, no tiva President Mugabe ntsena a ri na more than 5 ya ti-qualifications loko a ri president ta ku hambanahambana. We loko ri dyondzini ri na ti-masters u ta kuma ku swi fambelana kumbe na political science kumbe na public relations, u va na ti-masters. Mara u nge vi u dyondzele swa mapurasi, u dyondzele swa timayini, u dyondzele swa tifula machini, u dyondzele swa masocha. Se loko munhu a dyondzini u ta kuma ku u dyondzele swin'we kumbe swimbirhi, ku ve ka ha ri na swilo swa tsandza vahlayi leswi munhu a fanelaka a swi tiva. So Papa Penny vo va na wisdom, vo tswaliwa na swona. We loko u dyondzela ku tlhariha ku fana na Papa Penny, kasi Papa Penny vo tswaliwa na swona. Se please apologize leswi u nga swi endla ka Papa Penny. Mi majaha ka gaza hinkwenu, and Papa Penny se i n'wanunakulu fa ku bo ti-Penny. Hayi ku there's someone called the Penny who in parliament is an idiot. wa ri tiva risimu ra Maswabemuda ra xidyonde kixambara u nga la ku va xidyonde kixambara mina hi respect van'wina hinkwenu a swi tiva ku na loyi a dyondzaka ku a ta tlhariha ku fana na lava va nga tswariwa va tlharihile se we loko ku ri u dyondzini u dyondzela ku tlhariha ku fana papa Penny va tlharihe hi ntumbuluko loko ni la ku byela ku va tlharihe hi ntumbuluko endzhaku ka yindlu ya papa Penny hi ku na pfuniya laya ku na green gold antiko wa yi tiva ku yini green gold ma-ovacado va na purasi rikulu orchard va nga dyondzangi wena masters ya wena yi byale mimengo yi ngani masters ya wena papa Penny va kota ku fida hi December leyi va fida 1000 wa vanhu grocery ya right wena u niki vangani hi ti-masters ta wena tshika leswi swi endlaku mani
Mashele wena u hambananga na xidyondzeki lexi xo vula hi Maswabemuda nhloko leya wena yaleyo hayi na dawuta swin'wana ku swi tshamisekile matiko lama ma vulaka ta ku a va pfumeleli timembara ta palamende ti va timembara ta palamende ti nga ri na qualification matiko lama ma mixinaku a ni tivi mixini mangani mara loko u ma languta ne a ma na development at all mara vanhu va kona i ri va dyondzekile wena matiko malama ma mixinaku na mudende wunene ku hava se a swi vuli ta loko murhangeli a dyondzekile u ta endla nhluvuko i cheka kahle vanhu lava nga ti-professor vanhu lava nga na ti-PhD na ti-masters a ku na lexi va xi endlaka community ni ya vona ku developa tiko vanhu lava developaka tiko normally i vanhu lava ordinary na lava nga na ti-celebrity status lava nga na ti-influencer va sukaka va ka tikhampani va kombela ti-donation va fika va twiwa va vuya va ta borhela mati tiko vanhu vo fana na vo Benny Mayengani va swi endlile swo fana na sweswo va nga tirhisanga education ya vona mara va tirhisa influence ya vona nkarhi wun'wani va nga va teke mali na le swikhwameni swa vona so a swi vuli ta ku loko munhu a ri na education u ta pfuna tiko normally vanhu lava nga na education va nga dyondzeka va pfuna vona vinyi na mindyangu ya vona ntsena mara tindhawu leti va tshamaka tona ti va ti kha ti sogola swinene se i mhaka leyi fane i yi tiva leyi hi Mashele ni lava ku tlhela marito man'wani ma nga vula hi Robert Mugabe ni pfumela ku ma ta ku pfulanyana xikopo lexi xa wena lexi xi kota ku va xi twisisa hi African education ende ni pfumela ku swilo leswi apply world wide ni pfumela ku a swi le Afrika ntsena swi le ka matiko hinkwawo ma misava kombela ku hlaya swilo leswiwani kumbe swi ta ku pfulanyana xikopo lexi xa wena lexi i ri African education system has a surprising outcomes. The smartest students pass with first class and get admission to medical and engineering schools. The second class students get MBAs, Masters of Business Administration, and LLBs to manage the first class students. The third class students enter politics and rule both the first and the second class students. The failures join the army and control politicians, who, if they are not happy with them, they kick them out or they kill them. That's why it was karhi va ku masocha ya tiko ro karhi ma vutle mfumo. Normally masocha ya kona ku va ku ri vanhu lava nga feyila xikolweni lava ku va helaka va teka mfumo hi ndlela yo fana na leyo. And then best of all those who didn't attend school. Twana vanhu lava ka va nga yangiki xikolweni va endla yini. Those who didn't attend school become prophets, van'wani va va ti-pastors, van'wani va va ti-witch doctors. Kutani everybody follows them. Se ni pfumela khoti leyi pfune swin'wana kota ku twisisa swin'wana ku education is not everything. Ya pfuna ka individually mara a yi vuli ta loko murhangeri a dyondzekile ta pfuna vanhu lavan'wana. Normally tala ku ti pfuna yena n'winyi a pfuna na vanhu.
Wena Prince Mashele a wu swi tivi leswi Xikwembu xi nga ni rhoxa swona mavokweni ya mina loko ni tisiwa misaveni hi mamani wa mina. A ni se hleka mina swisiwana or lava ka va nga dyondzangi. Namuntlha i ndlela ya wena ya tidyondzo ku ri tiva vuphuta. Namuntlha ntlhari ya ku fana na wena i xiphuta xo gcina. Loko ni tirhaka mfumo wa masipala for 14 years, a wu zangi wu vula ku ri a ni dyondzangi. Na wena wa halwela ku ri u teka machangani matsonga ma ka n'wina u ya yisa hansi. A wu tlharihangi, u muyivi lonkulu. U tholiwa ku famba u destroya vanhu. U tholiwa ku famba u dya timali ta ti-bribe, u dya timali hinkwato ta ku famba u kholela vanhu. A ni se vona xiphuta xo fana na wena, the leader, the sell out. Prince Mashele, I'm not a stealer, I'm not a thief like you. Remember when you write a book for Mr. Bani and you miss above that millions? I know about you. When you go to the media, talk about penny, you want to make your bosses to be happy. Valungu va ka n'wina va ku tsakisa, u tsakisa vanhu hi mina, u tsakisa valungu va ka n'wina hi mina. We know you are taking money to destroy people. A fake journalist, a fake analyst. That millions, you write a book, you eat it. You are a crook, you are a thief. If your mother, she was a principal and your father must be principal, then don't mess up with me, boy. I born in this country before you born. I was a counselor without education. I'm in parliament without education. And then what is bothering you? Hey, you are not Changani, you are a fake. I'm fake. You're crooks. The money is gonna chow you, boy, because you are a fake and corruption journalist. Last year, you say, hey, the president of MK is going to die, he's too old. You're gonna leave the old man alone. Uta Chomfana, you'll get banned. I'm penny. You play a wrong game, wrong turn in front of me. All that fake money you are eating to destroy our South African Black Parties organization is ending to you. Every time you are talking nonsense in social media. Huh? You are a fake journalist, a fake analyst. The man that you're working from your boss to destroy us, this is the end of your game. Unaini, I'm in charge. Imina parliament. You follow me, mfan. Utoi me na. La ninga kanzi kono unge kanzi. Utete di nyoshin fan. Uatolo vela. Ufika Park Station. You Judas Scario. You sell out. You are really sell out. How can you do this to our own brother? Then to protect us, you be destroying us because you eat man to destroy people. You must know how to clean your underwears before you talk to Penny. You must know how to clean your dirty mouth before you talk to me. Wantimo apoto wa city. Utitongo utiwango, we think when you are the best in this country, you can talk to anyone. You can talk about anyone. I'm not anyone. This is Penny. And I cannot shut out because of you. I don't know you, boy. I don't know you. I never see you. I never meet you in my life. I never meet devil like you. I never see a stupid like you. Tatoku baba mfana. Antelebeliu mina dikarangenji. Lokungayanga ngomeni is up to you. Abakula yangi. Your fake Tsonga.